To our feature story now, and one of Australia's oldest charities has been looking after families affected by wars for almost a century. And there's a new generation of volunteers who are answering the call to help.
You know, he was loved by so many people, life of the party, but I guess, you know, there was more things happening in his own life at the time.
Brad Klukas was almost 8 years old when his father, a Vietnam vet, took his own life.
No one saw it, you know, not Mum or any of his closest friends.
Brad's mum was left to raise 3 children under 9 years of age on her own when Legacy Australia came into their lives.
I think when the first letter came to offer the 3 kids for a couple of weeks away with a lot of Legacy kids, the first thing she said was, "Guess where your kids are all going?"
It's 90 years since Legacy was born, in a time when war was everywhere. Thousands of families needed help, and there were thousands of returned servicemen to help look after the kids, negotiate mortgage payments, or just offer emotional support.
Even sitting down and coming and having a cup of tea with a widow and just talking them through it as well, for someone that has been through the tragedy, is that can be worth its weight in gold.
Today, there are still plenty of families in need, but not as many soldiers to offer a hand.
It used to be that you had to be an ex-service man or woman to be a legatee. That's changed now. So we've got a lot of nurses, a lot of school teachers, a lot of public servants and others that are somewhat retired or spend a few hours a day, a few hours a week.
And Legacy doesn't just look after widows. Now they also take care of families of Defence Force members with post-traumatic stress.
Anyone who goes overseas on service is affected in some way.
Today, they look after more than 100,000 widows and almost 2,000 children. And the battle isn't over for many more of the families of those who have served.
The Vietnam era, we're all getting older. Then there's the Korean conflict coming through. There's the Afghan war winding down. Those partners will need help.
Brad's involvement with Legacy didn't end when his childhood did. As a young adult, he became one of a new breed of leaders for the next generation of children.
It's fairly an emotional time. It's around that 15, 16 mark where, you know, kids really sit down and talk about why they're there, and you change from friends to family.
But even with guys like Brad giving back, Legacy needs more help.
I painted that for my sister.
Really? Will Sparling is a new kind of volunteer. He hasn't served in the Defence Force, but his grandfather did. Today, he has 25 widows to call on. Audrey Simons is one of them.
Wills came along today and he got quite a surprise. He was so young and handsome.
Often they can be quite surprised at how young I am. The average legatee is a bit older, I would say.
Legacy's been in Audrey's life since her husband, a World War II veteran, died in 1997.
I'm 95 and I've had all this help from Legacy and my children and my extended family and then my friends. Just a lucky war widow.
It's a heavy load for an organisation almost completely funded by donations.
It's enabled me to stay in my own home, and that's very important.
If one person does a few good deeds of a day, it's, you know, we're on the right track.
They do amazing work. I've met a bunch of Legacy people, done gigs for them, and they're amazing people, but it's worth remembering they are one of our oldest charities, and there are a lot of new charities that have come along in recent years, and it seems like there's a new charity every year. But Legacy still does such an important job for people that have done so much for this country.
So we can't, the test of time.
Yeah, we can't forget about a Legacy charity like that.
Well, if you want to get involved, there's more information on the work of Legacy and how to get involved onto our website. Head there, all the details are there.